Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today, hopefully I'm going to be finishing up, well it's actually not up in the spot right now, but hopefully I'll be finishing that board that goes up in the back deck. I don't have much else to do. Got to finish a couple of lines and pretty much run it all into the car and run the grounds and get them all into position for the last time. So let me get over there and I'm going to get to work. Hey y'all, so I'm back at my parents' house. I got to pretty much get the car. To get it pretty much done, I have to run a signal wire from the rear speaker, from the 8-inch subwoofer in the car, to the audio control for the sub signal input. Same thing for, I'm going to look up where the amplifier is in the car, if it's easier just to jump off from the amplifier for the other like full range signal, or if it's easier just to go into a door or like jump into one of like the harnesses on that, like the inside panel of the door, jump off there, find out what wire it is, and run the lead for that. But either way, I got to do that. I want to pull the box out, and I want to start doing my final fiberglassing on that, so I can get to curing and hardening, so I can get to sanding on that, so I can start actually getting it ready to be installed. So once we get that all done, that should be about it. We should be pretty damn close. So here's from the front of the board. This is all pre-wired. This board is all wired, crossover wired, base remote in, wired, ground for the processor and the board here in, power to both of those there, and the other crossover wired. Last thing to do is really throw it in the car and run all the grounds. Alright, so the back of this panel is officially done. I have the LED negatives and the positive input here. I have the audio in for the converter. I have the positive, not for the converter, the LED board, the positive, running into the board here. Same with the ground running here. That goes over to the ground block. These go through to the distribution. This is the power for the converter as well. This is the audio input to the converters. This is one of my crossovers, RCAs. This is my remote turn on, other crossover, and then my two runs to each amplifier coming through the board. Alright, that panel is in for good. I have one bracket up there to hold that in, and then I have one on each side, just kind of screwing to the sides of the car, just to hold it in place. It's a little bit of weight, kind of with all the wires up top. Oh, hold on, I have the seat clicked in place. There we go. Mind the base remote wire, I still have to run that somewhere and figure that out. But that's what we're looking at. So everything's wired in, everything's wired to the back, everything's ready to be connected. All the grounds are ran, all the powers are ran. LED board's all wired, power side as well, same with the audio control, all that's all ready to go. So this is a wrap. Alright, next thing I want to get into is I want to lay another piece of like fiberglass mat here. It's a little soft, I can move it with my finger. I mean, it's firm, but I mean, it's still a little flexible. I want it to be more like that. I mean, you can hear the difference. So most of it's solid, but I want to touch up a few spots, put a little pieces of mat, you know, kind of just to thicken it up. So let me do that, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Alright, so I got it sanded. I got my roll of fiber over there. I got my strip cut. Pretty much I want to put this strip kind of like right here. It's a little thin here. You can hear the difference. So I want to thicken that up. I'm going to get some resin on this, then slap it on and coat it again. Same thing with a piece right here in the middle. And then I want to try and maybe body filler some of these to get them flat. I'm going to lay some carpet out, just a chunk that's like scrap, and see if I even need to, see if that's something you'll even see. But if it is, I'll go ahead and take care of that while that stuff's drying. Alright, so I got the box pretty much fiberglassed all where I want it. Put a piece across the bridge there, down the front, just to strengthen that up, and then across the top of the port, kind of like I was saying. So I'm just waiting for that to dry. Then hopefully in the next hour or so, it's been a hot day today, so hopefully the rain stays away, doesn't get too humid, so this will dry pretty fast. And I can get to sanding it a little bit more and maybe throw some carpet at it. I don't know if I'll get there today just purely because I still need to do some work on here to mount the sub and still get in here to, yeah, maybe not carpet today. But I'll definitely see where I can get to. But it's almost done. I'll get close today. So here's where I'm at. I got the amp rack. I got the holes drilled where the amp sits, and I'm building these. I'm gonna need to get longer ones, but I'm building an amp rack to where you have to see the two like stacked up, and the top one will be the upside down, so you see the inside of the amp. It'll pretty much just, you'll see that. So that'll be stacked up there. And then next thing I got to do is I got to locate my holes again to mount the sub. So I'll have to pretty much re-hold it up to the box here, and mark them, and then drill them, and screw the inserts in. I can show you those here in a second. That's these guys here. They just thread into the wood. I have a 10 like 24, I think is what it is. 1024, yep. So I'll put those in here around where the marks go, and then tomorrow when I get the bolts that are at my house, I'll be able to mount the sub. Alright, so here's where I'm at. Batteries, that's where they're going to be sitting, so ground and power. Then the 2 amp runs, 2 grounds, RCAs, and the box located. Panel is in. It's mounted, that's all good. So that's what I'm going to call it today. So yeah, I like that a lot. That looks really good. Alright, well, I'm on my way home. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question if you have one. But I'll catch you guys in the next one.